everyone, welcome back to this channel. So for the next video here is all talking about the number facts, and this one not much of a calculation. It's all about studying the number, and we have several type of numbers here, so that's why we call it as the number facts. So we have several type of number that you need to understand. So the first basic is integer. Okay, so what does it mean by integer? Integer means any whole number. It can be any whole number, alright, which is from 0 to positive infinity, and also can be to negative infinity. Anything, just name it, anything, any number. Alright, but when we talk about integer, the number cannot be fraction or decimals. That's why it must be whole number. It cannot be fraction and it cannot be decimal. That's the first one. The second one is a constant here. What does it mean by constant? Constant is actually the name that we call it, another name that we can call it as a coefficient. Okay, coefficient of a certain variable. So that's what we call as a constant or coefficient. So this constant here, it can be a whole number, it can be a fraction, or it can be a decimal. So listen and read the question carefully. If the question asks about finding the constant, then your answer, it can be either whole number or fraction or decimal. But if the question asks that your number must be in integers, so it must be everything whole number. Because there was some question regarding between constant and the integers here. And the example here, y equal to 4x squared. So this 4 is a constant. Another example, fx equal to 3 out of 5x squared. So 3 out of 5 is a constant. Okay. Next thing, even number. This is very simple. Number that can be divided by 2. How to know it? Just look on the last digit. If the last digit number can be divided by 2, that is an even number. For an example, we know that the even number is started by 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Alright, that's even number. But what if we have 1, 1, 1, 0? 1 is not an even number. Another 1 is not even, not an even. But the last digit can be divided by 2, and this is even number. Same goes to here. 3, 5, 7, 9. All of it are odd number. But the last number is even. It's still considered as even number. So it's opposite to the even number. Here is odd number. Same thing, I don't need to explain here, right? So the number that cannot be divided by 2, and the last digit number that cannot be divided by 2 is so obvious. Alright, so I don't need to put the example here, and I hope and I surely hope that you guys understand. And next thing here, let's continue to the prime number. Alright, prime number, be very careful, because we have several meaning and several kind of interpretation by different books. So prime number is actually number that can only be divided by its number and one only. It may be weird, it may be you don't really understand. Or another sentence is that number that has only two factor. That this two factor here, number one is their own number and number two is one only. It's still reflecting and it's still representing the same meaning. But that's how it is. All right. Yeah, I know that there's actually quite a lot of things. So to make it very easy, I pasted all the pictures here. That this yellow highlighted number are all the prime number. Okay, so you can just memorize it. But of course, I hope, and I don't want you to memorize all. You can memorize just from 2 to 7 only, or from 2 to 13 is enough for me. Why is that? Because how do you want to check whether that the bigger number it is actually a prime number or not? For an example, I'll give you that the number is 91. How do we check whether that is a prime number or not? First of all, can they be divided by a smaller prime number? If yes, that means not a prime number. That's all. You checked it by dividing with a smaller prime number. So you try to divide by 2. 2 is the first prime number, right? Try to divide by 2. Can they be divided by 2? No. So they could be a prime number. But try to divide by 3. How do we do it? Press in the calculator. If it's a pure whole number, that means yes. If it's a pure decimal, then you can't divide it. Divided by 3. Press in the calculator. Always check it. 91 divided by 3. Can it appear decimal here? That means this is also cannot be divided by 3. How about divided by 5? Obviously cannot. Alright, obviously. Divided by 7. Try it. 91 divided by 7. So 91 divided by 7 here, what will appear? 13. Alright, so 91 divided by 7, yes, you can do it and you can divide it. Then if yes, that means straight away 91 not a prime number. So that's how you test it, how you test if there is a bigger number. That's why I only ask you to memorize a smaller prime number. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. It would be already good enough. Okay? Alright, so I hope that you do understand that. And now let's continue to the next type of number, which is number 6 here is rational number. This one, be very careful, and there was also a question that asking about this thing. Rational number is the number that can be expressed in fraction. Always remember that. Okay, so whenever number that is expressed can be expressed in fraction, that is a rational number. So how is it? What is it? 4 is a rational number? Yes. Why? Because it can be expressed by fraction. How? 4 over 1, that is a fraction. Square root of 25 is a perfect square here. It will be 5, and 5 can be written as 5 over 1. It is fraction. Mixed number can be changed into improper fraction. We have 7 over 3. Yes, it's a rational number. 0.2 recurring. Later on, I will show it to you how to do recurring, to change recurring number to recurring decimal to fraction. And instead, actually here is still 2 out of 9, which is still can be written as fraction. And that's how we understand about the rational number. How about irrational number? Is the opposite number that cannot be expressed in fraction. Square root of 2 cannot. Square root of 5 cannot, because they are not a perfect square. Square root of 10 also cannot. Pi cannot be expressed by fraction. Maybe you have seen that pi can be written as 22 over 7. Actually no, 22 over 7 is just a number that is quite close to pi, but it's not pi. Okay, which is you can look at the differences here. If I put here is actually 22 over 7, what did you get is 3.142. Look at here, 3.142. But if I put pi here, shift pi here, I press equal, it put 3.141. So it is already different. But why did it put 22 over 7? It's just to simplify the number. So remember, pi is not is irrational number. Please remember that. And we have the E button here, which is the exponential. It's also the irrational number. Next thing, we have a square number. Is so obvious and so simple. Number that have been multiplied. Why might be here suddenly missing here? All right, that have been multiplied twice by itself here. So obvious. 2 by 2 is 4. 4 is a square number. Okay, 2.5 multiplied by 2.5 is 6.25. 6.25 is also a square number. But I hope that later I'll show it to you all this perfect. I hope that this is clear. Same thing with cube number here. Number that have been multiplied 3 times by itself. 4 by 4 by 4, 64 is a cube number. 0.5 multiplied by 0.5 multiplied by 0.5, we have 0.125. 0.125, it is a square, it is cube number 2. And I list down all the perfect square number here that I hope you memorize it. Okay, which is I am actually teaching at school too, and all my students I ask them to memorize it, because this is just to make your life easy, just to make your working quicker. And yes, like this is highly recommended. From 1 square to 12 square, it's already simple and you already memorize it back in the day. It just need to continue another 13 number here, 13 square to 25 square. All right, I'll give you tips. Several tips that you can do to memorize. First tips here is that you can talk about it as a sequence, which is from the first number to the second perfect square number is that we here plus 3. From 4 to 9 we plus with 5, and the number keep on adding by 2. Well, not by adding by 2, that the pattern itself is keep on adding by 2. The pattern here is plus 3, and then plus 5, and then here is plus 7, and here plus 9. You can keep on doing it. Here is plus 11, here is plus 13. You can keep doing it. Alright? Or if you don't want to remember as a sequence here, you just look at the last digit. Look here, if the last digit is 2, behind here must be 2. Look at 12. Last digit is 2, last digit also 4. Look at 22, last digit is 2, last digit is also 4. That is the another thing that I could do. Alright, last digit is 3, last digit must be 9. You see here 13 square, it become 169. 23 square is 529. You can continue more and more and more, and it have almost the same pattern. Okay, if the digit here is 4 square and the last digit will be 6. 14, last digit is 6. 24 square, last digit is 6. So you could think about that pattern. Okay, and I highly recommend you to memorize. Next thing is the perfect cube number. Perfect cube number not to be that much, but only until 7 cube, because only until 7 cube that usually came out in exam. Okay, all the numbers that I put here is actually usually coming out in exam. Perfect cube number here, 1 cube is 1, that's obvious. 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27, 4 cube is 64, 5 cubes 1 to 5, 6 cube 216, and 7 cube is 343. Just memorize it. It's gonna make your life easy. Not just that, it's also another number that recommended to memorize, which is the exponential of 2 here, which is 2 by 1, 2 by 2, 2 by 3, and everything here must just multiply by 2. You can go further, alright? And then another thing, 3 by 1, 3 by 2, 3 by 3, 3 by 4, until 3 to the power 5 only, because that's the limit that usually came out in exam. 3 to the power of 6, it's rarely came out, and I haven't looked at it in exam. I haven't seen it in exam. Okay, so I hope that this number facts video here actually can help you understand better. And if you do enjoy this video, hit the like button, share and subscribe for more video. Okay, alright, so I hope that I can help you, and wait for more videos on the next in the next time. Okay, so thank you so much. I'll see you guys again, and bye bye.